What I'm about to show you is a way to market to untouched, highly motivated sellers that the majority of real estate investors throw away each month. Literally, they get rid of them. Millions of dollars in revenue wasted. But why? Let me ask you this. How far are you willing to go to close a great real estate deal? Are you willing to compete against other investors in your market? Will you wake up earlier, stay up later? Will you pay attention to the level of work that your competitor puts in and decide for yourself, I'm gonna go further than them? What if I told you that the distance that these hardworking investors go isn't that far at all? You know, they're not doing 26.2 miles, when in reality, the majority of investors are only doing a half marathon. They're only doing 13.1. And we can get you to go much farther than that with very little work. With the data that you already have. With just a few small adjustments to your marketing, you can leave all of your competitors in the dust. Okay, so here's the deal. If you're marketing consistently, there's a great chance that every time you get new data, you're throwing away some potential deals. And the fact of the matter is you're not alone. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you exactly what we're talking about right now, and we're gonna jump into REI Sift and show you the deals that you're potentially throwing away each month. All right, so we're in my REI Sift account now, and we're gonna show you the records that I am talking about, the ones that you are throwing away and wasting. Most CRMs are pretty much the same thing, right? Inside your CRM, you got a whole list of all of your records, all of your prospects, the data that you've bought, whether it's from PropStream, Batch, you got it from a D4D list, you went straight to your county and got a tax delinquent list, whatever it is. We all have records in our account, right? Okay. When we open up this individual record, mind you, everything's blurred, so YouTube won't take this video down. What you have is, at least in REI Sift's case, is you have a list of all the numbers you get from skip tracing, because when you bring data into your CRM, you skip trace it through, whoever you want to use for skip tracing. At REI Sift, we have skip tracing built in. So we skip trace the records, and what do we get? We get our phone numbers, and that's when we start our marketing, right? You still tracking? You're still following me? This is what your business looks like? Okay. Now, this is where it starts deviating a little bit, so pay attention. As you begin calling, you start getting response from the calls, correct? You get people answering, you get people not answering, you get dead numbers, you get wrong numbers. All of that you can track inside here. What we're gonna talk about is this. Let's say this specific record, you called all three of these numbers, and it's a wrong number, it's a dead number, and it's another wrong number. So all three numbers you called did not get you in contact with the homeowner that owns this property. That is what we call exhausted. You've exhausted the numbers that you have. Maybe you skip trace again. Maybe you get new numbers. Maybe you get two more, and there's still no answer, or they're dead, or it's a wrong number. That home is still on whatever list that you are marketing to. That thing still exists. So what happens is you, Joe, Jim, Kathy, all the real estate investors that have that address are getting the same thing. What is that? They're not getting in contact with that homeowner. So this is where most investors' race stops. And this is where your race begins. When a contact has exhausted numbers, meaning you did not get in contact with the homeowner, when a contact has numbers that have been exhausted, meaning you haven't gotten in contact with them, just like many of the other prospects in the list that you bought, there's plenty of people that you never got in contact with. What do you do in that moment? Do you stop marketing to them? Do you put all those people into a thing, select them all and delete them? Well, if you said yes to either of those, I'm gonna give you a massive slap on the wrist, because those are the deals that you are throwing away. Just because you didn't get in contact with them doesn't mean they don't exist. Now I'm going to show you how to fix that. So inside REI Sift, we go to our records page where we have all of our records. But what we want to do is we want to do what Sift does best, filter. We want to find specific people. So what do we do? Well, I already have a filter preset, so I'll show you. I load my filter presets, and I go exhausted, no mail. What does that mean? It means I am including in this filter that I'm doing, sifting through all of my records, I want to know what records do I have where all the numbers are either tagged wrong, do not call, wrong number, dead, or do not call. And the people that I've never mailed. So I never got in contact with them on the phone, maybe SMS didn't even work either, and I've never sent them direct mail. These are the perfect records that you should be sending direct mail, because the most of the real estate investors stopped when they didn't get in contact with them through the first set of calls, when they realized, oh my gosh, I don't have a number for these people. When, oh my gosh, I skip traced again, I got 2 more numbers and I still don't have a right number for these people. They leave it alone. But what you find is when you apply that filter, at least in my case, I have 100 people that I have never gotten in contact with that still have the same problem they had when I bought the list in the first place, or when I got the list in the first place. These are the perfect people to send direct mail. They're at that home, most likely, and no one is getting them through cold calling or SMS. So we are going to send them direct mail, and we're going to show you with our new direct mail feature how to do that, how to simply do that, how to set up your drip campaign, how to send your single touch, etc. So we are going to create a new campaign. This campaign name is going to be Direct Mail Exhausted November. So maybe at the end of the month, you go through all of your exhausted records, all the people you never got in contact with, and at the end of that month, you send them direct mail. Or whatever your strategy is. Maybe you're a great direct mail person. Maybe this is something new that you can add in and really improve your direct mail. For me, this is what I'm going to do. This is my example. And we're going to do a single touch. So what does that mean? It means I can set up a cool little drip campaign. Do I want to send all of these at once? Or do I want to send them in batches? Well, I don't expect them to all respond. So yeah, I'm going to send a couple batches. So what am I going to do? I'm going to do 3 drops spread out between 2 weeks. So for the next 6 weeks, I'm going to send 3 different sets of postcards. And as postcards come back in, or I start getting my inbound traffic, I'll remove the people that I get in contact with so that I'm still talking to the people throughout that campaign that I've never gotten in contact with. Okay, so we set our delay and our number of batches, so our drip, and our description, November, whatever. Your descriptions are up to you. It's whatever you want to do to stay organized. So we go to the next step. So now we got a filter. What do? We already have our pre-built-in filter preset. We want to do our exhausted records that don't have any mail attempts. Apply filter. We're going to check all. It says select visible because there's only 10 visible on this page. Obviously, you can go to the next page and look at the other ones. But because we have 98 total, we're going to do select all. Now we're going to do next step. We got to configure our mailer. We have a bunch of templates in here currently that you can use. There's going to be plenty of updates over time. And for me, I want to use this one. I like this touch, You can look through all of these and see which one works for you and your style. For me, I'm a family guy. This is what I'm going to use. This is my style. This one works well. Now, once I go through that, I'm going to go down and have my return info. You can have default values. You can find that in the Help Center, but mine's already in here. So we're going to hit Save Mailer. So now we get to the final step. We have our mailer. We've determined who we're sending it to through a precise niche down basis. People we've never contacted. People that the majority, if not almost all the investors are not contacting. and we are going to send them a direct mail. It's going to be a hot record. Sending that, boom, start campaign. I'm not going to hit send because I don't want to send these guys mail, but you get the gist. So in just a short few minutes, you now know that inside of your CRM, there is a strong likelihood that there is a chunk of prospects, records, that are begging you to direct mail them. People with real motivation that really actually have a situation they want to get out of. People that are waiting for an investor to get in contact with them, and they don't know that people aren't getting their phone number. So what does it take? It takes someone who's data-driven, who's willing to go just a bit further than the average investor, someone who's willing to work just a little bit smarter, not harder. It's not that hard. You saw how easy it is. And someone who has the capability of actually knowing who they're not reaching. This is where it gets interesting. We are the only real estate sales and marketing CRM in the business that allows you to break down your records and your data into this kind of setup. Ones that'll allow you to know who you're not reaching. The important people that you need to know exist. If you are interested in signing up for REI Sift, we are running the SiftTube special. You are on YouTube, you are on the SiftTube channel. If you sign up today with code SiftTube, you will receive $25 towards skip tracing and direct mail. That is plenty of skip tracing to get yourself a deal. Hop into the system, check us out, take the free 7-day trial, use code SiftTube when you sign up for free direct mail and skip tracing, and start filtering by those exhausted records and send them some direct mail because they're waiting for you. We'll see you in the next video. My name is Mason. Thank you so much.